62.
Yeah, I've said about the smart mirror.
Okay, okay. Have you met, sir?
Yes, ma'am. We have to give a small demonstration, like a presentation on Monday, ma'am, in the
Yeah.
college.
Before presenting there, you try to present here once tomorrow.
Yeah, ma'am. So I've completed the presentation. Should I present now?
Today, is it ready?
Yes, ma'am. Presentation is ready. The PPT is ready.
Okay. I will stop. Otherwise, I will finish. Then you can start your presentation.
Or else I'll say tomorrow, ma'am. Tomorrow.
That's what. Tomorrow you can start with your presentation. I want to show few ideas from your basic courses only.
Yeah,
So
sure, ma'am.
let it be finished first. Okay.
Sure, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah. You all are seeing that project-based learning guidelines and some sample projects in the previous session. Now I would extend the same procedure in a systematic way. If you take any project or any project idea, how to come out with all these guidelines. Let us take the first guideline, what it is saying, problem design. So when you are writing about any problem design, it should have what it includes, which type of project it is, the idea is, and what it involve, and what project should have, that implementation should have, and how we are demonstrating. All these things should be very clear at the early stages of your project identification, it seems, right? The next one, the task, what you want to engage in that project you're supposed to do. Next one is process, in that how you are doing your analysis, synthesis, and evaluation of information. And coming to the team level of the learning, all peer reviews are going on in each phase or not, and group brainstorming sessions are required. That's why I'm asking each individual what you are thinking. You supposed to make a small group of your team and you have to go with discussions. Then knowingly or unknowingly, whatever questions are rising, that is what the base point to come out with further things. Okay, next, similar way, resource collection is very, very important. So in terms of data, whatever idea you got, then immediately you have to check for what is my data, where I want to work. Next, what is my study material, where those resources are available. The next one is models of good work already who are developed on the same problem, or then what are those models and what we have identified from that. These points we need to be come out with available resources. So here all these things should be demonstrated through when we are talking about the problem design. This problem design is coming out with the problem selection is itself is from one of the journal or conference. These journal or conference, these two should be a good indexed resource. Then only you need to be considered. Don't go with the Google search and there whatever journals it is showing, don't accept each and everything. Through these sessions, you need to know about what are the good source of the literature available and how to find that. So what is the procedure for that? The base is these databases, SCI, Scopus, or Web of Science. This is what the sources of the research outcomes. Those are nothing but research papers, research articles. So where we can find all these things. Suppose we have the access on that, then we can go through with the respective database. Any of these databases, you can go there and you can check with your keywords. Suppose he wants to do on the association mining. Then when he write that association mining is his keywords, right? So when he find the data related to that association mining in any of these websites, then he will get some resources. Or otherwise, if he is unable to find out what exactly the related content is available, then The first source is, you make a note, IEEE Explore. Go with that. And there you try with your keywords. Definitely you will get a big list from 1990 to 2020 or 1960 to 2020, a big list of sources you will get. But no, don't consider all those things. You are working now, so you try to take the previous few years, maximum of 5 years. So now you are doing work on the same topic, means you need to consider from past 5 years, means 2015. 2015 to 2020 is your scope of literature. That is what the base for your topic. Next, from where you need to take, either from the journal or from the conference. Suppose at the early stages you try to collect both the things, but at the end the journal papers has a lot of importance and it should be in very clear explanation. A lengthy explanation is available. So all the time, first preference you try to give for the journal. Then you can go with the conference. So the first search is, either you go with Google Scholar, not Google search. Suppose if you do the Google search, it seems you are searching for the research articles, you will get tutorial point or Wikipedia. Such sort of the things are the first links, the output of your search, right? But that is not considered while writing a good project level of the article. So from the starting onwards, when you are defining your project, you try to refer a good source of the references. So that should be one of the good source is either IEEE Explore or Springer.com or ACM. Go with any of these sources, otherwise Google Scholar. I will show now how to search in that. Okay, so in that again you have to select for the journal or conference. Next, what you want to take from those resources. Suppose you got 10 papers about your topic, then immediately what you can find in that, you need to find about how to define the problem, how to gather problem related data, means already they express in their papers how they define their problem in that paper. That is what the motive of that reading of the research articles, how they defined that paper and how they gathered the data, problem related data, and a list of alternatives or variants from research outcomes. From research outcomes are nothing but from our research articles. From research articles, what are the alternatives or variants are available to work on the same problem. You need to find out all these things by referring the papers which are related to your problem topic. Next, list of advantages or disadvantages of existing alternatives. Suppose FP growth tree is there, or otherwise some a priori algorithm is there. Then immediately all those are the association mining algorithms only. So in those algorithms, when they see in any of the article, what they wrote about their article, their technique, what advantages they are saying, what disadvantages they are saying, you need to make a list of all these advantages and disadvantages related to that technique. FP growth tree is one of the technique. So then for that technique, while applying on so and so data set, what they achieved through their experiment and what they said, this is what the limitation or drawback or disadvantage. You need to make a list of all those advantages and disadvantages. Then with all these things, what you can find, you need to find an appropriate methodology for your work. That is what the next step of your work. Once if you find one problem, then if you gather the related information, then the next step is you need to go with listing of all the alternatives Next one is listing of advantages and disadvantages. Next one is finding your approach, your methodology. Next, discussion on results and observations. To come from here to here, you need to do lot of exercise. You need to find the technology, you need to find the libraries and the appropriate methods. Lot of survey and lot of learning is included in that. So after experimentation, it should not like that, okay, I have demonstrated, this is what my input, this is what my output. You need to collect all the outputs as your results, and on those results you need to write your own observation words. Now he has shown one diagram. This is what the tree constructed. In that the sequences are included. Then if you keep such sort of the diagram, then immediately you need to write what are the sequences included in that diagram, how the tree is generated, and in that tree, if you take one branch or if you take one node, what is the meaning of that? You need to write that one as the observation. Again, this observation is linked with your problem. Suppose the tree terminology is there, root node, child node, decision nodes, like different nodes are there. If you write like that, A is root node and B is decision node, if you write like that, there is no meaning, right? But in words of your problem, how you are defining that node, how you are defining the whole branch, how you are defining the child node, you need to come out with such sort of the observations. Next, finally, you need to come out with conclusion and future directions. So what extent you can complete, you need to complete and conclude your work. Then you need to come out with future directions. And at the end, you need to list out all your references. So from day one onwards, whatever you are referring, he said, I have collected one paper from ResearchGate. Okay, he referred that paper. In ResearchGate, that is not the publisher space. Only researchers will post their papers. So the root paper is available in some journal. So where that journal paper is available, he has to find out that root, and that cite as one option is there in every journal. Just collect that cite as information and need to keep it as one of the reference. Like that, how many papers he referred. Here I said variants from research outcomes. Whatever research outcomes he is referring to come out with these lists, all those are the references here. So day one onwards, from defining your problem statement itself, you need to come out with all these things. Step by step. One point you can add for one day, and the next week you can add one more point here, or you can add more number of points in each and every head in week by week. So I'll post this one today. You need to make one practice of keeping a list of these items and what you find in defining the problem, what you find in the problem related data. Immediately the source of the data, suppose you are working on Amazon data set, just take that source of data, write a good description about the data. Already that is available in the Amazon site. You try to take the same data and try to keep in your document about that data set as the description of the data. At the same time, next, when you go with the next head, about that head, what you observed on that day, what you find, what you identified, this is one of the variant technique. Just make a list of that. Next week, you try to extend that. What is you try to learn about that technique and write about the algorithm or the steps, what are included in that technique. That is the way. This is the whole index of your PBL process. From week 1 to week N, you are supposed to work on each head what I am including. Sometimes it is possible to extend, sometimes it is not possible. Still, you make an index of all these things And every time wherever you find one difference, immediately you collect the data and you need to keep it here. And the same time, whatever you are doing, at what level you are doing, you make one sentence or one paragraph or one page of the content. Whatever is possible in that weekday of the duration, you try to make some addition to this index of the terms. Hope it's clear, right? Any questions at this level? Any questions? Yeah, next one is when you are writing about the problem design. This is similar like your abstract. So this abstract again, it is useful for your at the end article publication also. So from the starting, you should be come out with the same structure. So what it should be included? What is the abstract? Abstract is a paragraph of summary about the whole paper or whole article or whole work. So what it includes? It includes research objectives addressed, methods employed in solving problem, results obtained, and conclusion drawn. So each and everything from first sentence to the end of the your article, what you want to write, everything in brief, in a concise way, you need to represent in your abstract. So at these early stages, you can write at some extent of the abstract, but before publication means in the last week of your PBL, definitely you need to revise your abstract. Whatever you identified now are the objectives and what are the methods you want to continue. You maybe conclude at that level, or you need to come out with some more extended versions, or sometimes you may stop in the middle also. So yeah, abstract is an outline of the paper. Outline of the paper. What is the length? You should not exceed 500 words. That is the maximum limit of the abstract. So I will show today one project abstract, how to write that abstract. And here, what are the major compositions required while writing the abstract is very, very important. So here in this, the first one is motivation. Why do we create about the problem and results? What is the need? Why we are motivating, why we are taking association mining, he said. Why he has taken that? What is the importance in the society or in the real-time applications? The first sentence of the abstract should be that. Motivation of your problem definition or problem statement. Next, what is your problem? What problem you want to address through this project or through this article? That is what the problem statement. What problem is trying to solve and what is the scope of the work? What is the scope of the work? Where we can use that problem solution? Who will use that? That thing should be given in one or more, two sentences. One or two sentences. Next one is solution. So to come out with the solution, first we have to write about what are the problems included in the existing one. That is what the limitations are, unsolved things, are challenges. The same terminology you need to write while writing the abstract, it says. So what are the challenges? It is included. Next one, solution. What was done to solve the problem? What is your methodology? What is your methodology to solve the problem? What are the other techniques are there with that? What are the limitations existed? That comes under the problem statement, it seems, with one or two sentences. Next one, you need to come out with, this is what the solution of the taken problem. Next, immediately you need to come out with results. What is the answer to the problem? How you are addressing through this article or through this project the said problem solution. That should be write in 1 or 2 sentences. Next one is implication. Does the answer imply whatever problem we are saying we have chosen? Does our answer is implying on that? That implication part of the work also you need to include in your abstract. So an abstract is a composition of motivation, problem, solution, results, and implication. That is what I said. Without observation of the results, no meaning at all. Just if you call one string function, how it is performing, the same way if you call one algorithm also, one data mining algorithm also, or some complex algorithm also. It is also, it performs its functionality and it gives some results. Okay, I got the result, I have completed. No use of doing that. What you have observed in that output or in that result, that implications has the importance in your research level of the learning. So when you are writing any abstract, it should include the motivation, problem, solution, and implication. All these are the different parts which are included in the abstract. So abstract should be maximum of 500 words. And it includes research objectives, what you want to address, and methods employed in solving problem, and results applied, and conclusions drawn. All these are the 4 parts which are included in the abstract. Hope it's clear, right? See here the basic questions. When we are writing any article, the first question is, spend time on abstract, conclusion, and references. Spend some time on abstract, conclusion, and references. How to write article? We'll start with doing all these things. Sharing research data. Use easy to understand charts and professional illustrations. This is very important. When we are discussing about that topic, I will explain how to do different illustrations. Use clear and correct manuscript language. That is very, very important. While writing a single sentence, it seems you try to come out with whether I am using a good manuscript language or not. That is very, very important point while writing any type of the article. Okay, I will go with instead of going with this part, I'll go with one more. Today, I would like to share few of the project ideas and how to search for the. See here, you all know about image processing, right? Basic steps, what are included, and what are the different techniques included in that. Why we need image processing? You all are seen in the previous sessions in the image processing class, right? But in that, what they said, we have a lot of steps in the image processing, digital image processing, from image collection to the next step. It seems image enhancement. The next one is image denoising. All these steps they discussed in the class lectures, right? The same thing, if you want to connect with the project, suppose few of the people wants to do on the image processing, then what they need to do with that? See here, this is image enhancement part of the project. So what they are doing in this project, students are given the grayscale image, seeing that the image is too dark for any effective vision processing. The students' assignment is enhancing the image. This is what the problems they addressed through their project. The taken image is looking dark. So the students wants to do enhancing the image. Then they start learning on how to, first of all, how to identify the image, What are the concepts included? Concept of pixel manipulation, and learn about point process, brightness intensification, contrast stretching, histogram equalization. All these are the different methods which are included in the image enhancement. All these anyhow you are reading in your course also. Anyhow you are doing for in our course also, regular image processing course also. Now your part is when you find this type of the image, this type of the dark image, you want to enhance to some brighter levels. Then each technique, how it is impacting on the enhancement process. Just give the visual outputs, explain the mathematical implication, what is there in that technique. Let us take brightness intensification. This is one technique. So what is this technique? First start learning on that. Then you try to find out few dark images like this. You try to find out first what it is and how you can implement this. What is the technology required to implement this? You list out all the things first. Then what are the variant techniques for image enhancement? These are the variant techniques for image enhancement. Okay. What is that? Brightness intensification, contrast stretching, histogram equalization. First learn about each technique and make an article about each technique. What is the mathematics included behind that? Mathematical function included. And if you take a sample case of the explanation how it works, then if you apply on your taken image, how it enhances and what is the original image after enhancement of here. This is a histogram equalization. This is one of the technique. So with this technique, how it has enhanced. The same way, if you go with the other techniques, how it should be enhanced. If you compare all these results, then it becomes a research paper. Then it becomes a research article. Instead of going with one technique, if a group of people who wants to work on the same area, they need to take multiple techniques and need to learn from the base which is available in your textbook. From that level to what are the advanced techniques available. Up to that level you need to come out. Your origin is your textbook only here. Image enhancement is one of the basic topic in your textbook. So from that origin, you can find the basics about how to represent the pixel, how to read the image, how to write and how to change. Those concepts you can learn in our course. But the research level of the outcomes, how people are working on the image enhancement, if you want to work, you need to refer the related literature. The related literature. Is it clear? This project, this is about the image enhancement. The similar way, image denoising. Suppose with the noise any image is fine, then how to denoise that image, what are the techniques available and how to apply on that. Similar way, edge detection. Edge detection has lot of techniques discussed in the textbook, it seems. With that base to what are the state of art techniques included, you need to study from research articles and find out all the techniques and the respective methods in Python or MATLAB. You need to take those methods and apply on your taken images and find out the results and write your own observations. Everywhere you need to come out with this type of the comparison. This is what my input image, this is what my findings of the edges, edge detected image. So like that, when you compare with different techniques, what you are observed, don't keep all the results like this. Just write your observations about what you have find in that technique outcome. Okay, like that, all these things. Just go with one after the other, different techniques. I will share with you this one. You don't worry. This is one university people. They done through PBL only for image processing course. Similar way, that's why I'm saying whatever you are learning in machine learning, whatever you are learning in image processing, you try to extend that basic concepts from the textbook to research advanced topics. From base to state of art techniques you can discuss, and you will get a clarity on the course also. See here, lecture based topics. If you take the course level, pixels, images, matrices, and grayscale, binary, color images, like this we will read in our course. The basic concepts to pattern recognition, up to here we will read. In each topic, what are the base and basic to up to certain extent we can read through our course. But when you apply through project, what are the topics it is included? See this